Hey, what's up guys? Happy New Year and welcome to my series, Boardroom to Barracks. This is a video series detailing my transition from the civilian sector into the military through Officer Candidate School. I'm currently at Officer Candidate School in Fort Benning, Georgia. I'm at the HHC waiting to get into Officer Candidate School, waiting for the opportunity to class up. And I just came from Fort Jackson, South Carolina, so that's what this video is about. Basic training. It's the first start to anybody's military career. It's going through basic training, or OSUT, and I got to go to Fort Jackson, South Carolina this October for basic training. Stayed there for 73 days and had a great time. So I'm going to go through my experiences, my tips on the packing list, and then general tips for basic training, non-specific things. So my experience was a little bit different in 2020. Obviously, we had the introduction of yellow phase, stuff like taking away the shark attack, a lot of stuff that I don't really know the context since I've only been in the military and I was only in basic training in 2020. I can't say how it was any other times, but for us, we went to reception, spent 4 or 5 days of reception, did everything. We didn't get our haircuts until we got to basic training, but did a lot of the reception stuff and got our gear issued to us. And then we went to basic training and immediately went into quarantine in yellow phase. And yellow phase was pretty much all just classroom work and some general like rules and stuff, but kind of like a two-week buffer period where it wasn't too intense. There was a lot of downtime, and I would say it would have been nice to have a book, but pretty much you're just there trying to wait and see if you have got the virus or not. So you get tested at reception, and I don't know if you get tested. I can't remember if you get tested during yellow phase or not, but pretty much you're getting tested for COVID if you haven't been already. You're going to a basic training. So from there you go into red phase. Red phase was really short for us. We did the initial ACFT, which was like a diagnostic thing. You don't have to pass that one, but it helps if you do. And we did a lot of the traditional red phase stuff. It was very physical, a lot of PT, a lot of corrective action, or smoking as a lot of people call it. There was a lot of different things that you did in red phase, obstacle courses, confidence course, the fit to win and all that stuff. You do the gas chamber, which was a little bit different this time. You'll figure all that stuff out, but for us, we were told that normally people open their eyes up when they take their mask all the way off, and then they kind of have to breathe it in, but that's not how it was for us, but it might be like that in 2021, I'm not sure. So from red phase, you take it one day at a time. You get to white phase. White phase is pretty much all spent on the range qualifying. So you do your iron sights, which is your traditional, just normal backup iron sight, and you go through that process, which basically you group in zero, and you get the rifle basically ready, or you get the weapon ready to aim and fire the way it's supposed to, get the sights all aligned, and then you qualify with it. Then you do the same process for the CCO. So, and you have multiple chances. So if you're not very good, for us, we had a lot of chances to qualify, and a lot of people took a lot of chances to qualify and took some time, but it is what it is. You spend all day on the range. That's pretty much what we did, is sat all day on the range waiting for your chance to shoot. So from there you do the anvil, which you do the hammer, which is the end of red phase field exercise, and you do a little 5-mile ruck march. But the anvil is when it actually is like a 7.5 miler, so it's pretty substantial. And then you spend the night, and we did some classes and stuff, and then we got into blue phase. So blue phase, you do your ACFT, the one that counts for graduation and kind of counts for like all the awards and stuff, if that's what you're interested in. And so you do some different stuff during blue phase. You got your battalion run and everything, and basically you go to the forge, and that's pretty much basic training. After that is just like graduation week. So the forge is the big one, and that's probably the most difficult thing you do at basic training. Is you do like 10 miles. It depends on what company you're on, what battalion you are on, but you do a bunch of different drills and field exercises, and then you ruck a lot, and that's that's pretty much basic training in a nutshell, are those 3 phases. And then added on is yellow phase, which is pretty much just 2 weeks of quarantine. So nothing too difficult, nothing too hard. A lot of it's just being outside, getting used to the elements, and pretty much learning to work as a team and not strangle each other. So as far as the packing list goes, though, that was something I spent a lot of money on, and I wish I hadn't spent as much money, because a lot of what you need is toiletries. You need toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that. You get issued pretty much a bag of toiletries when you get to reception, but I would say bring some just in case. They're a lot cheaper to throw out than if you don't have them and you need them. Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. I say a full change of clothes with shoes. You're going to get issued pretty much everything else you need. Socks. Definitely have some extra pairs of socks. And portable power bank. That was the big one, because in our battalion you got phone calls on Sundays. That's not everybody's experience, but I know that was ours. So it was really nice to have that, so you're not fighting over a wall outlet. Tips. First of all, save your money. You are not going to get paid for 45 days probably. That's what we experienced going through Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So for those 45 days, if you got bills to pay back home and stuff, you're pretty much, you're working on whatever savings you had when you left. So going on with that, don't buy from the vendors. You're going to have people come in there and try to sell you a bunch of stuff. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion, I would say do not buy that stuff. You can get it cheaper somewhere else, and you're going to do a lot of different stuff in your career. Personally, I don't think it's a good investment to spend $200 on a class ring, but that's just me. So don't stress about anything. I mean, you're going to have an opportunity to improve everything. You get plenty of chances to qualify with your weapon. You get chances to, there's 3 ability groups that you can run in. So if you're not a fast runner, there's a place for you. If you're not good at leg tucks, you got to work on those, but you have 10 weeks. So if you use your time wisely, you have nothing to worry about. Be humble. You're going to make mistakes. People are not going to like you. It's just a part of basic training. It's part of growing. And if you can't handle that, it's going to be very difficult for you. But if you think that you're all that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be a fantastic athlete. You're still going to be corrected. The drill sergeants are still going to get onto you. You're going to make mistakes. And the harder you try, there's a point where you are trying so hard that other people are going to start tearing you down. You got to find that line for yourself. If you are really giving effort and helping other people out, you're going to have that support system. You're going to make some friends. You're going to have a good time in basic training. If you're all out just trying to impress the drill sergeants, doing all this stuff just for show, yeah, you're probably not going to have, you may be successful, but you're not going to have a great basic training experience. So what I would say is definitely read your book. You're going to get a Warrior's Handbook and stuff. Read that, get to know the people in your platoon, and try to be just a good, someone that you would want to rely on, someone that you would want to work with, because you're on the clock 24/7. That's the other thing. You're pretty much in doing whatever people tell you to do at all times of the day and all times of the night. So if something happens, if your bag gets tossed, if you get corrective action, you get smoked for an hour, that's part of your job. So don't get discouraged. Don't ever let your guard down as far as you think that it's going to be an easy day. They're going to find some way to make that day not easy, whether it's having you stand out in the cold, standing out in the hot, basically doing physical exercises, getting smoked, getting yelled at, even your hit times. They're going to probably do stuff like give you a hit time that is nearly impossible, and then if you don't make it, you're going to get smoked for it. That's part of it. That's not something, it's not unique to you. It's not unique to me. It's just part of the experience. So definitely you're going to have an opportunity to get tough. You're going to have an opportunity to enjoy it and have a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun times to be had when stuff is, falling apart. So you just got to be at the right place at the right time, be a good teammate, try to understand, try to know your job, and try to be safe in any way that you can. Take care of your feet. But a lot of that stuff, like I said, it's out of your control. That's one of the great things about basic training. It's one of the worst things. A lot of that stuff is out of your control. You're going to wear what they tell you to wear. You're going to, do the things that they tell you to do. All you can do is have a good attitude about it, try to be safe, try to be a good teammate, and then enjoy. I mean, you're going to learn the ropes of everything. Every company, every battalion, every platoon is different. You're going to have different drill sergeants, and you're going to learn that it's very subjective from person to person, but it's not too bad. Push yourself. Make sure you're working on your running, and try to work on your push-ups and leg tucks, and go out there and have a great time. And when you get done, you're going to understand a lot better why they did some of the things that they did, and you're going to have a ton of stuff to laugh about and tell stories about. I mean, already I have so many stories, and it's great to look back and think that you're doing something that not a lot of people can do, not a lot of people will do. So be proud, be excited, and most importantly, be humble, be a good teammate, and you'll make it through. You'll be fine, and you'll make it on to the next stage, and those checks will start cashing eventually. So once again, good luck, and have a great time, and don't forget, save your money, and just go be as prepared as possible. So that's my take on it. My name is Ben Cody. I'll be standing by for some more information, and hopefully the next time you see me, I'll be in Officer Candidate School. So anyway, have a good time, and welcome to 2021.